Now, if you're walking through this trail and you're on a date, you find a card with a tree or a plant, and you learn about that. That way, when you go on your date, you can tell your date everything you know about that tree or that flower. And then you tell your date, hey, pick a tree or a flower or a bush or a plant and learn about that bush, that flower, or that tree. That way, when you come back here with your date, the date can tell you about that flower, that tree, or that plant. Now, they're trying to raise funding to put more cool stuff on this nature trail. So be sure to put at least $3 in the donation box. That way they can switch things up from time to time. That way it's always new. And it takes money for people to come out here and take care of these gardens, like the Garden of Eden. So, now, you want to learn about value? That's value. And the more value you have in a community, the more money that is delivered to that community. So, martial arts is more about self-defense than offense. So, some of the Japanese and Chinese and American people, they got together and they're like, man, how can we make a martial arts that's about self-defense, that's more than just fighting? So, when they go to those studios, they practice self-defense. That way, there's not just one winner, there's two. And that's why they pair them up in teams. Now, when I went to martial arts, I went to the big Superdome, and I lost by 1/10 of a point because it was about competition, not fighting. And martial arts teaches control of the mind and the body. That way, you have better control of the environment, and it starts in the mind, just like a date should begin. That way, it's more than one side, it's two-sided. And in a biblical reference, that's what it means that two, the wisdom of, shall become one together. And that's how you repair the earth for better environment, for families and family values.